Good afternoon and welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio, our continuing Career College Exposition webinar series. My name is Lee Doubleday and I'm with the Imagine America Foundation, and I'm excited about today's webinar with Lincoln Tech. Lincoln Tech has 22 campuses located throughout the United States, and these campuses have been educating tomorrow's workforce since 1946 and are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. On today's webinar, we'll be discussing Lincoln Tech's Grand Prairie campus. This campus has an amazing history of graduating successful technicians for the automotive, diesel, welding, HVAC, CNC, electrical, and collision repair industries. Lincoln Tech is also a 20-year sponsor of the Imagine America Scholarship and Award programs, having provided admissions-based financial aid to more than 10,000 enrolling Imagine America students. Without taking valuable time from our presenter, let me refer any and all inquiries about Imagine America and our scholarship programs to our website, which is www.imagine-america.org. And joining us today to discuss your road to success is Dustin Sprouse. Dustin is Lincoln Tech's high school ambassador. He has a passion for helping students reach their career goals and has been doing this with Lincoln Tech for over 8 years now. We're excited to have Mr. Sprouse join us today to chat with you about your future. But before turning the program over to Mr. Sprouse, let me outline today's agenda. Today's session of Imagine America Radio will be approximately 30 minutes long with polls during the presentation for you to answer and engage with our presenter. All participants can also submit questions during the presentation using the Q&A feature in this Zoom meeting. At the end of the presentation, we will then present any questions offered by the participants, and we'll address as many as possible and provide written responses and follow-up emails for any of those questions that we don't get to. So without taking any more time out of today's presentation, let me turn today's session over to Dustin Sprouse. Dustin, the floor is yours.
All right. Thanks, Lee. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate y'all taking some time out of your busy schedules to attend the webinar this evening. So I'm going to talk to you a little about Lincoln Tech and what we're doing, but I am also going to spend a few minutes talking to you guys a little bit about success. What does it take to be successful? Right? Everybody's idea of success is a little different, but everybody wants to be successful. Most everybody. They want to have successful careers, right? It's kind of the American dream, be able to have a successful career, make good money, live comfortably, buy a nice house, have nice things, and, retire young. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to get there, how to get to success. You guys are right now, or most everyone in here, you guys are juniors or seniors in high school. And right now you're students, and that's kind of the point A, and point B is successful careers. So how do you get from point A to point B? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the recipe for success and some things that you need to do and plan now as students to prepare yourselves for that. After you graduate from high school, you're able to step out onto your career path and be well on your way to having successful careers. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started. Graduation, right? Graduation is an exciting time. You know, when you get there, you're excited. Some students are very excited about graduating. Some of y'all are counting down the days. You cannot wait until it gets here. Some of you are a little nervous. Your emotions, you got some mixed emotions about it. And there are some students who are just freaking out. They're just not ready, right? They're not ready for that transition to adulthood, right? And you graduate from high school, then, it's time to start making adult decisions and figuring out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. This year with COVID and everything else that's going on, it's been a very different year. Your schooling environment that y'all are in right now is probably crazy. It's probably chaotic. It's nothing like you've ever had before. Some students are in person, some are remote, some are both. It's a little crazy, right? But regardless of what's going on in the world, or whether you're ready or not, it's coming. Graduation will be here before you know it. Right? You get there, you make it, you graduate, cap and gown, celebrate with your friends, your family's there, mom's crying, success. You finally made it. Congratulations, right? Now you got to start making some very adult decisions, figuring out what you're going to do for the rest of your life, planning for your career. And these are some of the most important decisions that you're ever going to make. And the career choice that you make and the decisions that you're about to make as a high school student are going to impact the outcome of the rest of your life. So it's very, very important. Your teachers, your parents, your counselors, people around you right now are asking you, what's your plan? Where are you going? What you doing? Right? Matter of fact, people have been asking that since you were a little kid, right? Since you were knee-high to a grasshopper. What are you going to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, you're grown up. You're here. So now you got to figure out what you're going to do. What's that next step? So when it comes to planning for a successful career, there's a few things that you have to do. One, you have to figure out what you're going to do. What kind of a career are you going to go into and pursue, right? Choosing a career field is very important. Now, there are some things that you're going to want to consider when choosing your career fields, things like pay and benefits and location and opportunity and demand and industry growth, job security, talk about retirement age and all these different types of things, your passion for it, your abilities to do the work. There's a lot of things that are going to go into choosing a career field, right? There are some things that are very important. There are some things that are not as important, but all things are relative to choosing a career field. But when it comes to choosing your careers, there is one thing above all others that's the most important. Some people may think that's pay. A lot of people would tell you that it's passion. Unfortunately, it's not. Passion's important, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing of all is opportunity. Opportunity and demand. Are you even going to be able to find a career in that career field? You know, there are certain career fields that are in high demand right now, and there are a lot of career fields that are not in demand. And there's a lot of students that are going to college and pursuing careers, getting college degrees in career fields where there are no jobs. And if there are no jobs in the field that you're choosing, your passion's not going to matter. The pay's not going to matter. The benefits aren't going to matter. The location's not going to matter. All of those other things that you might be considering are irrelevant if there are no jobs. So by far and away, the most important thing when it comes to choosing your career is the opportunity, making sure there's plenty of opportunity and demand out there for you so that you're going to be able to have a career. So when it comes to choosing your careers, some of you probably know exactly what you want to do. Some of you might have it narrowed down. You got 2 or 3 career fields that you're thinking about, but you haven't really pinpointed that exact field. And some of you may be like, I don't know what I want to do. What you got to do is you got to do some research, right? You need to educate yourself about the career choices that you're making. Most students don't know a whole lot about the career fields they're choosing, right? You can go online, ownitonline.org, bls.gov, which is the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you can research your career fields. I interview students to come to Lincoln Tech. That's one of the questions I ask every student I interview. How much research have you done into the career choice that you're about to make? Most students have done very little to none. Most of the information students have and the knowledge that students have about a career field, they heard it from somebody else, word of mouth, right? Most students cannot tell me exactly the number. How many jobs are there right now in the career field that you're about to choose in the United States? What states in this country are the most of those jobs populated, the most jobs in? What are the industry growth projections for the next 20 years? What's the average entry level pay, median level pay, and what's the high end pay in that industry? What's the average retirement age? There's a lot of things that you need to know that I can assure you most of you probably don't know about the career fields that you're possibly going to choose. So go online and do the research, learn about these career fields. Make sure you're setting yourselves up for success. Is this a career field that has a lot of opportunities so you're going to be assured you're going to be able to find a job? Is it a career field that's going to pay you enough money so that you can live the lifestyle that you want to live? Is it a career field that's going to give you a high level of job security so you're always going to have a job in your field going forward all the time? There's definitely things that you need to know. And you got to go online. You got to do that research. You got to figure that stuff out. All right. Keep on moving here. So we talked about opportunity and demand, right? It's one of the most important things when it comes to choosing your careers. Have you heard of the skills gap? Do you know what the skills gap is? We're going to talk about the skills gap for a minute. The skills gap is in relation to the skilled trades industries. You can see them around me right here, right? Auto, diesel, welding, machining, electrical, things like that. These are some of the most in-demand career fields in this country right now. There's a huge demand in these industries for a couple of reasons. One, these industries are growing, and two, the baby boomers are retiring. The baby boomers are the ones who make up a majority of the workforce in these fields. Most of these industries project that 80% of the workforce has over 20 or more years of experience working in the field, and the average age of a technician in most of these fields is 55 years old. They're all about to retire. And that's really driving the demand in these industries. That's why the opportunity and the demand right now is so high. These are also industries that are going to provide you with a very high level of job security, right? These are essential jobs. So even when COVID hit, these folks were still employed. They weren't getting laid off, right? They didn't have to worry about that. These are not jobs that can be outsourced to foreign countries. These are not jobs that are ever going to go away. People who have skills to work in these industries are always going to be needed and always going to be valuable. So if you are a hands-on type of an individual, you like problem solving, you like tearing stuff apart and putting it back together and learning how things work, then these are the types of career fields that are probably going to cater to you, that you will probably really enjoy. All right, so Step one, choosing a career field, researching that career field, make sure it's a good career field to get into. It's going to allow you to have success and make good money. Step two, where are you going to go and get the training and the education that you need so that you can have a successful career in that field, right? What is your destination? There's a couple of options here. Some of these options are good, some are bad. These are the 5 typical options that most students will take and go down. We're going to talk about them now. First option here is you could just say, you know what? 13 years of school is enough for me. I'm done. No more school. I'm just going to get me a job. That sounds great, but let's be honest, right? What exactly is a job? A job and a career are very, very different. A job, just over broke, very little benefits, very little pay. Most of you probably have jobs right now. You work at McDonald's and you push carts at Walmart, stuff like that's a job. There's a difference between a job and a career. A career is something you invest in, something that grows with you over time, something that's going to allow you to achieve that success that you want. A job is not going to do that for you. So unless your family owns a business and you're taking over the family business one day, this is not going to be a viable option for most of you. It's almost impossible in the United States today to have a successful career with nothing more than a high school diploma. It's very difficult to do. You could take a year off, right? Chill out, relax, kick back for a little bit, maybe try to save up some money for college, those types of things. But think about this. Most students who say they're going to quote unquote take a year off, they never actually just take a year off. Most of them never come back to college. And even the ones who do return to college, it's never a year later. If you think you're going to take a year off to save up money for college, let's be real. Be honest with yourself. If you haven't saved any money for college to this point in your life, I don't know what makes you think in the next 12 months you're going to save money. You're not. You'll probably be more in debt a year after you graduate high school and what you were right when you graduated. You know, some students are using COVID as an excuse. Well, you know, maybe I'll just wait till the whole COVID thing blows over before I go to college. And you know what? You don't know when the COVID thing's going to blow over. And even if it does blow over, guess what? There's just going to be something else that's going to come along. If every time some kind of an obstacle steps in front of you, you just lay down and say, nope, can't do it. Got to take some time off and wait till things blow over. You're going to spend your whole life sitting around waiting for something to happen, and it's never going to happen. Life is full of obstacles and full of challenges. And the people who have successful careers are not the ones who lay down. They're the ones who step up to the challenge. They face that obstacle head on and they find a way through it or a way around it so that they can achieve the success that they want. So don't be like my buddy down here, little Johnny, who's going to be living in his mama's basement, sitting around playing Fortnite, eating Cheetos, crushing Red Bulls for the rest of his life. This guy is not the picture of success that you all are looking for. Now, we're going to talk about a few very good options. One is the military. The military is a great option. If you don't know what you want to do, you're kind of undecided, this may be a good option for you. The military can provide you with some great training, some great opportunities, teach you a lot of things. And the military's got a lot of really good benefits, right? They'll help you pay for college and stuff like that. But if you're planning on enlisting and going into the military, make sure you're doing it for the right reason. And what would the right reason be? Well, the right reason would be that you want to serve your country. If the only reason you're enlisting to go into the military is because you want a free education, that's not the right reason. Most students who are going into the military because they want to get their college paid for and that's the only reason they're going in, they don't really think about it. They don't think about the long-term ramifications that come with being in the military, right? There are some challenges for ex-military, right? You may have to go overseas and you may have to fight and you may have to serve. And no matter what your recruiter tells you, they may tell you you'll never go overseas. That don't mean you're not going to go overseas. They'll tell you that because they want to get you to sign on that line. But once you sign on that line, they own you. Whether they told you you never have to go or not, they can send you just like that. I speak from experience. My sister is in the Air Force. She's a lawyer. She's a JAG attorney. And she's been for her entire career. She has just left about a month ago to Germany. She's doing a 3-year station in Germany. She just got promoted to lieutenant colonel. She spent 9 months in Afghanistan during the war, carrying an AR-15, driving around an armor-plated Hummer, wearing full body armor, right there in the middle of the war zone with all the other soldiers. And she's a lawyer. They're sending the lawyers. There's a good chance they're going to send you too. So if you are going to go into the military, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, or at least make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Do that research and make sure. All right. Next option, traditional college, 4-year education. This is also a great option, right? Going out and getting education is good. Post-secondary education is a must. Your career choice and your learning abilities are going to dictate what kind of a college you go to. If you are going to be a teacher, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a marine biologist or a psychologist, you're going to have to go to a 4-year college because the career choice you're making tells you that's what you have to do. You need a degree, you need a 4-year degree. If you are a hands-on learner, traditional college probably isn't for you, right? Because you're not going to like sitting behind a desk and doing the book work. But if you are a traditional learner, this is going to be an environment that's going to allow you to excel. Traditional college, these programs are typically longer, right? Takes the average student in the United States almost 6 years to get a 4-year degree. And college is expensive, right? So the longer you're in school, the more money you're paying. You're going to take out loans. Most students do. And you need to make sure that you're going to have career opportunity. We have too many students going to 4-year colleges and getting college degrees that they can't do anything with. There are no jobs, there are no opportunities. And that's because they don't do the research in the career field on the front end, like we talked about earlier. And then the other option that you have is tech school, trade schools. For those of you who are hands-on learners, you like working with your hands and getting up and moving and being active. If you're pursuing a career in the skilled trades industries, like we talked about earlier, this is the type of school you're going to have to go to. These programs are much more hands-on, much more career focused. The programs are much shorter, and these are industries that are in high demand and provide a high level of job security. So if you are a hands-on type of an individual, you like working with your hands, you want to weld, you want to be a mechanic or an electrician or something like that, tech school is probably going to be the best option for you. All right, so now that we talked about the options and the destinations, let's talk about Lincoln Tech a little bit, right? Who we are, what we're doing, where we're doing it, and how we're doing it. Maybe some of y'all know someone who's gone to Lincoln Tech over the years, maybe an older brother or sister or a family member, an uncle who went back in the 90s. Lincoln Tech has been around for a long time. The school was founded in Newark, New Jersey in 1946, just after World War II was getting over. Opened up the very first Lincoln Technical Training Institute to offer training to the veterans returning from the war, teaching automotive, diesel, HVAC. We've been doing this for over 75 years. We are one of the largest technical educators in the country. We have 22 campuses in 14 states. We are nationwide. And we've graduated over 250,000 students out of our programs over the years who are now out fulfilling successful careers within the skilled trades industries. Some of the benefits of Lincoln Tech will make us different from other colleges. Our programs are faster. Most other colleges will take you at least 2 years to go through and complete your training. Our programs are much faster, which you'll see here in just a moment. We have a hands-on training environments designed to build your experience levels, career services to help you with job placement after graduation and during school, instructors that have real-world experience, national and local advisory boards. Again, we are a nationwide school. Most colleges are very regionalized. They have 1 or 2 campuses here or there, where we have a much larger network. Financial aid and scholarships are available for you if you qualify for them, just like traditional colleges. Now, talking about the Grand Prairie campus down in Texas. Grand Prairie sits just outside of Arlington, on the Dallas side of Arlington, and it's kind of sits in between Dallas and Fort Worth. So you're kind of in a good area right there outside Arlington, only about 30 minutes from Dallas, about 45 from Fort Worth, so not too bad of a drive to get to any of those 3 larger cities, which is pretty cool. Been down there for many, many years, and we have several programs that we offer at the campus in Grand Prairie. We do automotive, diesel, collision, machining, HVAC, and welding. So now we're going to take a look at each one of these programs. Automotive and diesel. Our auto and diesel programs are very similar in the type of work that you would be doing, tearing apart engines, transmissions, suspensions, electrical systems, everything in the diesel industry, just a little bit bigger, right? The programs are very similar. 13 months for the diploma, 16 months for your associate's degree. You can get in and get trained and get out fast. I mentioned it earlier. Most colleges, it takes you 2 years to go through and complete your training program. 13 to 16 months, you could be in and out with us. It's fast. Why are our programs faster? It's because we don't require you to take gen ed classes. Most other colleges will. They require you to take core classes, English, history, science, sociology, things like that. We are an ATEF school providing ASE training. All of our programs are designed to train and prepare the students to be able to go out and get certifications relative to the industries that they're training to go into. We have large shops, large facilities, tons of equipment, whole fleet of vehicles for you to work on. Pretty cool stuff. All right, take a look at the next 2 programs. Talking about collision repair and refinishing. This is a 12-month diploma program with a 17-month associate degree option, teaching you how to take cars that have been wrecked or damaged and repair them back to an industry standard, teaching you how to restore old hot rods, painting, metal fabrication, all that kind of cool stuff, customization, I-car training for the collision program. Our welding program starts out at 8 months and goes up to as high as 12 months, depending on which program you're in. We have a basic welding program, and then we have an advanced pipe fitting program as well. The welding program is teaching you MIG welding, TIG welding, metal cutting technologies, fabrication procedures, blueprint reading. Certifications are coming from the AWS and NCCER with welding. And then we also have CNC machining and HVAC. The HVAC program is a 10-month program, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration, teaching you both on a residential and commercial level with the HVAC program. We also have an advanced training opportunity through Hussman with our HVAC program, which is pretty cool. We're going to teach you how to install and maintain and repair these systems, air conditioning systems, heating systems, commercial refrigeration systems, and stuff like that. And then our CNC program is also 10 months. We have a Haas Center of Advanced Automation. We are partnered with Haas Machining. They are one of the largest CNC machine manufacturers in the world. And we are teaching you how to run CNC machines, everything from blueprint reading and precision measurement, to programming and coding, setting these machines up, advanced multi-axis machining, manual machining, 3D printing, and computerized measuring equipment. All right, industry affiliations. Industry affiliations are important because this tells you that we have a good reputation within the industry. These are some of the companies that we are working with and partnering with all across the United States and internationally. This is not all of them. These are just the big names that most people can look at and instantly know who they are. Everybody knows who John Deere is and BMW and stuff like that. These are companies that are hiring our graduates, hiring our students, and also investing in our schools. They are sponsoring our programs. They are paying money to upgrade our facilities and paying money to upgrade our equipment and paying money to invest in funds in our students in terms of scholarships. These companies are giving us scholarship funds that we can distribute to our students while they're going to school to help them with funding of their education. Some of the benefits of Lincoln Tech: career services is by far the most valuable. Our career services staff is there to support our students and connecting them to the workforce. The whole point of a student coming to school is so that they can have a career after they graduate. Our career services department assists our students with professional development, employer networking, and job placement. We assist our students in securing part-time jobs to work while they're going to school. Most of our students are working industry-related jobs. We like to get students working in the industry: auto shops, dealerships, truck shops, fab shops. Industry-related work is a huge benefit to a student working part-time. It's a whole lot better than flipping burgers or stocking shelves at the grocery store. We're also assisting our graduates with securing full-time employment in their fields when they graduate, anywhere they want to go. Whether you want to stay in Texas or move south or north or east or west, doesn't really matter. We've got campuses all over the country, reps all over the country, and graduates all over the country that we can resource to help you find jobs anywhere that you want to go. And this is an ongoing service to our graduates, which means 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, if you ever need assistance, you ever need help finding work, you can call us. We're there to support you through the entirety of your career. Relocation, career advancement, promotions, you just need to change. Call us. We're there to support you and help you. We also have good housing options. I want to make sure you got somewhere safe, somewhere comfortable to live while you're going to school. We work with a company called Collegiate Housing Services, and they manage all of our student housing for us. All of our students live in apartments. It's apartment style living. We do not have dormitories. These apartments come fully furnished. Utilities are included in your rent. The apartments are close to campus, and you can live with your friends. You can room with your friends. Student housing is very structured, but it's convenient. You can be able to pack your bags, come out, move in. You do not have to live in student housing. If you want to get your own place and do your own thing and live independently, you can also do that. And they'll help you and assist you in securing independent housing while you're going to school too. We just want to make sure you got somewhere safe, make sure you got somewhere comfortable to live while you're attending classes. All right, financial aid is important. Paying for college. College is expensive. We talked about it earlier, but it's one of the greatest investments that you can make in yourself. So don't be afraid of it, right? A lot of students are worried or concerned about taking out student loans. It's okay. Most of the students who go to college in this country take out student loans, and that's fine. It's an investment worth making. It's one of those investments that you're going to see the largest return on of any other investment you're probably going to make in your entire life. We have a financial aid department. They have financial aid advisors that can help you go through this process. They can help you apply for different types of federal and state aid. If you have any types of cash savings, different types of parental loans, institutional loans, student loans, scholarships, grants. There's a lot of funding options out there for you. And we'll have a financial aid advisor that can assist you to go through and apply for and see what type of funding options are available for you. Over 90% of all the students that attend Lincoln Tech qualify for some type of federal student aid. And then scholarships, right? Scholarships are really, really important because you ain't got to pay this money back. That's good stuff right there, right? We award over $14 million in scholarships and grants to students nationally every year. Lots of opportunities. We got scholarships that are competition-based, scholarships that are need-based, scholarships that are merit-based, some that are program-specific. If you're involved in the Skills USA or if you're involved in FFA, scholarships for you. At the end of the presentation this evening, I'm going to send you guys a link through the chat, and I'm going to allow you guys to take our scholarship test. The scholarship test is a 20-question test. It's super simple. It's super easy. It takes the average student about 12 minutes to complete it. And scholarships start out at $1,000 and they go up to as high as $15,000. So I would recommend, when I send that link out here in just a couple of minutes, that you click on it and you take this test. It's definitely worth your time. All right, our process is also a little different. Most colleges you can just apply to. You go right online, fill out an application, try to get in, right? Most colleges are taking as many students as they possibly can. Most colleges are looking at your GPA, ACT, and SAT scores, your academics. Our process is exactly the opposite of all of that. You cannot just go online and apply. We have a closed application process. We have no academic requirements to get in, no GPA, ACT, or SAT requirements for acceptance. And we aren't taking just anybody and everybody. We are actually interviewing and hand selecting all of our students. It's recommendation based. The only way a student can actually apply to Lincoln Tech is to interview with a representative like myself, and for that representative to recommend that student to the school. We want to make sure the students that we are allowing to go through our programs are students that we feel confident are going to be successful in our programs. And we want to make sure the students are coming for the right reasons. They're going to show up, they're going to work hard, conduct themselves like professionals, show up to class every day, maintain good attendance. We don't want the knuckleheads, the troublemakers. We don't want them, the distractions. We want students who are serious about their training and their education. We want to make sure Lincoln Tech's a good fit for you, you're a good fit for Lincoln Tech, and that your family's supportive. We are conducting interviews using Zoom video conference meetings. So a representative from your area would contact you, set that meeting up. It is an interview though. I recommend that you be prepared, that you come dressed professionally, have your resume, get letters of recommendation, and your parents are required to be there for the interview. We're not only interviewing that student, but we're also interviewing that student support system. And then you guys are obviously interviewing us as well. So if you're interested in setting up all those interviews, this is how you do it. A couple ways you can get an interview. You can go online to lincolntech.edu. You can click the Apply Now button and fill out a pre-application. That pre-application will go directly to a representative in your area, and they will contact you about scheduling interviews. You can also contact Brian Cook. He is the Director of Admissions at the Grand Prairie campus. His number is 682-220-1188. bcook@lincolntech.edu. And you can just shoot him a quick text, let him know your name, what program you're interested in, and where you live. And then he can get your information over to a representative from your area so that they can contact you and get you guys set up with interviews so that you can start this process. You do not want to wait until the end of the school year, April, May, to figure this out. We have limited opportunity and limited seating, and programs do fill up. If you're a senior, we're interviewing you now. You need to get a hold of us as soon as possible if this is an opportunity you're serious about taking advantage of. For you juniors, we'll start interviewing this summer. So once summer rolls around, get a hold of us. We can talk then. So appreciate you guys' time. I appreciate your attention. I'm going to shut my video off here in just a minute. If you guys have some questions, you can ask them through the Q&A. I haven't seen any pop up yet. And then I'm going to go ahead and send that link for the scholarship test out through the chat right now. So that way, once we wrap this, you guys can click on that, open that up. That way, once this ends, you can take that test.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Dustin. Appreciate your time. Yeah, we are going to now open this up to the Q&A portion of our presentation. It did look like we had a question actually that came in during the presentation. This person wanted to know if you had a couple of examples of an automotive job.
Yes. Let's see here. Let me get this link ready here real quick, Lee, and send this out to the chat.
Okay.
So examples of an automotive job. Working at a dealership, working in a privately owned shops. You could be doing different types of things, working on transmissions, working on engines. You could work on professional motorsports, race cars. There's a lot of different opportunities out there for you. If you're talking about the automotive industry, a lot of your entry-level positions are going to be, part-time jobs that students will be working while going to school. Would be like being a lube tech, where you're doing oil changes and tires, pretty basic stuff. But then once you get the training under your belt, you're able to get some certifications. Then you're going to be able to get into a shop and work on some of the more advanced systems, like the electrical systems, transmissions, engines, things like that.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it does look like we had another question. This person wants to know if they're able to come visit the campus.
Right now, you are not. Right now, because of COVID, they are not doing tours. But we're hoping that after the first of the year, they are going to open that back up to allow students to come in on a limited basis. They will be private tours, and they will probably only be doing them on Saturdays once they open that back up again.
Gotcha. Okay. And this person wants to know if there's GPA requirements to get into Lincoln Tech.
There are not.
Okay, it's just the interview that you would have to schedule with Lincoln Tech. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yep.
Okay,
You just have
awesome.
to get a hold of us, and we can get you set up with a representative to contact you and get something set up with you and your parents to get on Zoom and put you through the interview process.
Okay, and then we have one more question. This person wants to know if there's any virtual events or any place on the website where somebody could maybe look up any upcoming virtual events, things of that nature.
Most of the campuses do have virtual tours. If you go on YouTube and you look up Lincoln Tech, we have a channel on there, and there are like just gobs and gobs and gobs of all different types of videos of all of our different campuses, lots of our different programs. And so if you're looking for something like that, all of our virtual tour videos are on there for all the campuses and stuff. So you're able to go on YouTube, find the Lincoln Tech channel, and you can occupy several hours of your time just watching YouTube videos if you like.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, we did have a hard close at 4:30. So I just want to thank all of you for taking your time out of your schedule today. I know, you've been on Zoom calls and been in virtual meetings with your high school obligations all day long. So we really appreciate you taking the time to meet with us today. We are going to be compiling a recording of this session and being able to send that out to you hopefully tomorrow morning so that you have a chance to rewatch this. And if you have any questions or need anything, you can also email myself or Dustin. I will include Dustin's contact information in the email that I sent to you, along with the scholarship link. And Dustin was nice enough to put that in the chat. So if you want to open up the chat and click on the link or bookmark that page so you can take the survey or the scholarship quiz, you can do that. Before closing, I just want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules today. And I also want to thank Dustin for sharing with us today's presentation, and encourage each and every one of you to contact him directly with any future questions. But on behalf of the Imagine America Foundation, I hope you all stay safe. Thank you and goodbye.